Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to continuing coverage of the APA Poolplayer Championships from here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by a woman more lovely than Sophia Loren herself,
Oh,
the
nice.
striking
Nice
Viking,
try.
Ava Lawrence. Bam! Inside joke, folks. We have a real treat for the folks at home today, Ava. We've got the finals of the Masters Championship. If you're a fan of high-level play, you're going to see it today.
Doesn't get any better than this, and it's so great that we end on this, where you can watch some pool that many may not have seen, depending on where you are in the country, how much you watch YouTube, but these guys can play, and it's been some great play the whole week by watching these Masters players, so what a treat.
All right, so I think the players are getting close to ready here at Pool Dog Championship Arena. The Masters format is the APA U.S. Amateur rules, basically, a combination of 8-ball and 9-ball. Teams can be any combination of men and women with a maximum 4 players on the roster. You'll see 3 players in a match, depending on how the match score goes. There is no skill level limit here, so it's a little different than your standard APA league. Jump cues are allowed. Coaching is not allowed, and it is a race to 7 in each individual match, and the first team to win 2 matches will be your champion. So we're going to see 8 games of, she took it off on me too quick, 8 games of 9-ball, 5 games of 8-ball, depending again on how the races go. We have out of North Carolina, the team of the Whiteout, and their opponents out of Illinois, the team of the Main Shots. Players just about ready to go. I want to give a shout out to our friends at pooldog.com, presenting sponsor of this year's coverage of the Pool Player Championships. AVA Championship number 16 that we've done here in the last 9 days. And again, it's going to be a fantastic one, folks. So buckle up. Should be a fun ride. Jeff Abernathy and Jason Gongle here in this first match. This is Jeff Abernathy at the table preparing to break. Did I have you blush? Did you blush?
I didn't blush.
Okay.
No, it was kind of funny because I know you've been preparing that for a while.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't tune in before,
break that line
this
out.
man literally has been living under a rock. He's never heard of Sophia Loren. So, but I'm trying to educate him one, superstar at a time. All right. Expect a power break here.
Oh, 8 on the break.
And what a way to start. What a way to start.
Abernathy.
Did you learn something there, Jason?
Woo! I learned not to look away. That's what I learned. Abernathy with the 8 on the break, folks. Off and running, 1-0 lead.
And this is a power team. Well, they both are. They've made it this far. And I had a team, or a couple of teams from North Carolina and South Carolina that went pretty far in the Masters division from Coastal Carolina APA. So I did go in and watch most of their matches. And so I was watching the final one. The team we had left was Jeff Abernathy's team. And it was a close match. Could have gone either way there, but they were playing spot on.
Abernathy's team of Whiteout defeated the team of You Should Know out of Virginia earlier this morning in the semifinal round. So You Should Know finished in 3rd place, along with the team of Just Having Fun out of Michigan, also finishing in 3rd place. Abernathy checks the rack. Well, he couldn't have gotten off to a much better start. And that 8 on the break in the side pocket just kind of caught that 2-ball and popped right in there. Got it moving again,
got a kick again. Yeah, he sure did. Looks like the 4-ball went in on the break.
Jeff Abernathy, a name should be familiar to those of you that follow the U.S. Amateur Championship. He's a perennial contender in that event. I know we've streamed a number of his matches over the years. His opponent, Jason Gongle, of the Main Shots out of Illinois. We'll learn more about him when he finally gets a chance at the table. Whiteout is from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is their first time teaming up together with this group of players. And they actually had listed Jeff as being their MVP to this point in the tournament. So fitting that he would lead off the match.
Very knowledgeable player. He's got the, the shot making and all that. But, I mean, just knowing to navigate around a rack of 8-ball, it is such a kind of a detailed thing, really, thinkers game, really, because you have to kind of, at this level, you expect them to run out or at least come close unless the balls are really in a mess. The match I watched earlier, the table opened up just beautifully, and he solved it time after time. And it's not like he doesn't have a nine-ball game. He's just a strong player. He did pocket a solid on the break. You have to play what you make. You make one of each, you can choose. He only made a solid on the break. Try to make that in the side. A little back up, leaving that in front of the 8, kind of messing things up a little bit. And it'll be Jason Gongle. See what kind of statement he can make here, being down 1-0 after that 8 went on the break.
And if you've not seen the Masters Championship before, again, these guys are very careful, very deliberate. They do take their time in deciding their shots because a mistake could mean several points with the caliber of play that you see here.
No question.
Not uncommon to see a few racks run, especially if you get into the 9-ball set. So.
It's like a friend of mine said, you know, that we were watching one of the Masters matches and the 8-ball portion was over, and he said, now here comes the fireworks. Because once they get to 9-ball with a winner break format, you could be spending an awfully long time in the chair where you can't even defend yourself in this situation with these quality players.
Hello, Ruby Boyd. Hope you're doing well. Back in Virginia in a few years. Referee going to watch this shot. And this is Jason Gongle at the table of the main shots. They're out of the Joliet, Lamont area of Illinois.
Nice shot. Jacked up, came down on the cue ball to avoid the double hit. The referee was up close and personal, making sure there was no double hit. But these guys know how to hit the shot like that. You know, it's very easy to double hit the cue ball when they're that close together. So that's why the ref was up at the table. And it's pretty important to make a statement here and not let one player get too far ahead. There's 5 games of 8-ball. That was chosen to start with 8-ball and race to 7. You need to try to come out at least at a 3-2 from the game of 8-ball here, where you got a lot of work to do to stop the other player from getting the final 2 if they win all 8-ball games.
You're just now tuning in. You're watching coverage of the APA Masters Championship here at Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas, the final championship from this year's Pool Player Championships.
Yes, time series, the 8 on the break is always a win, unless, of course, you scratch along with it, then it's always a loss.
Jason's team, the main shots in the semifinal round, they shut out their opponents 2-0. And they defeated the team of Just Having Fun out of Michigan.
Jason's going to take his time here. The table is available for a run out. Obviously, there's a little congestion down there by where the 8-ball is. What he's going to look to do is if he can just bump into the 8 just a little bit, that would be a great deal, making it a little bit easier for him. Even making that 3-ball as he's hitting his stripes first, gonna make the run out easier. So he's looking around, finding his pattern. And players of this caliber, they may change their mind, but will have an idea for what each ball is going to be pocketed and the pattern to do so to make it as easy as possible, make the cue ball move as little as possible. And once you open the table, you do not want to touch or go into any of the balls, yours or theirs, because that usually just, you know, turns out to be a bad thing, and you may tie something up. So Try to find the most simple pattern you can find on the table.
Ava, since this is our final championship, it's the last match to be played here at the Pool Player Championships, I think we can confidently say now that we will have successfully executed our first major large-scale championship in 2 years.
Oh,
I don't think we're getting shut down now. I think we're past it. We're
they
good.
would have to fight everybody in this room
We'll
if
lock
they
that
came
door.
to
We'll
yes,
lock that door.
exactly.
You're not kicking us out now.
No.
So, no, that's a testament to all the great players here and helping us do this as safely as possible. We know it's not ideal circumstances, but necessary, and so we appreciate everybody's kind of diligence in letting us do this safely as we could.
It's been a really great event, and I'm impressed with, I would say 98 to 99% of everyone here has been
Absolutely.
understanding that we need to wear masks when we first started this event. I'm sure a lot of you have seen videos or pictures or streaming that the players, as they were competing, didn't have to wear masks. That was okayed by the APA, but mostly by the commission here. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the event, the gaming commission had said, no longer.
Yeah.
And
Was
didn't
that
threaten.
Tuesday?
They
Maybe
didn't threaten to
Tuesday?
shut us
Yeah.
down, but they made it very clear that if we don't do that, then
Could be
they're coming back.
problematic,
Yeah.
So we
not a big
adjusted,
deal.
and I think everybody's again done really great with it. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Jason looking to tie it up 1-0.
Nice, beautiful run out.
Nice job there by Jason Gongle. The main shots ties this match up at 1. Again, this is a race to 7. All right, let's hear a word from our friends at pooldog.com.
Another power break. You can see the overhead here, so now we got to count. I believe he made the solid. No, he didn't make anything. All balls still on the table. Fairly well spread out. And the beauty now for Jeff Abernathy is he can step up and make a choice. So this is usually especially for Masters, that what it's going to take the longest time. He's going to find a path here. It looks like every ball on the table has a pocket available, depending on where you're coming from. I kind of like the solids, to tell you the truth. The solids look like the choice from here. Looking at getting on that 7, where, trying to get to the 8 ball. I'm thinking like 5, 6, 7 wouldn't be a bad idea. Play the 7 and ball. You can. That's available in the side. It can go here, or it can go in this pocket if he gets about here. So that's his challenge right now, to try to figure out the best way to get to it.
This is the 3rd game of the 8-ball set. And we'll see 5 games of 8-ball, and then they'll switch to the 9-ball set, where we may see up to 8 games, depending on how the score plays out here.
And Sir Eric, this is Masters, so this is a team. This is the first of the 3 potential matches played. First to 2 is going to win the championship. So this is the very first match here. And yes, it is a singles format for each player. This is not doubles, but it is the Masters team. Teams are made up of max 4 players.
Pocket set 2 in the corner.
Wanted to get off the rail a little bit there because he's shooting the 3 ball next and the 1 after that. Most players that have experience with 8 ball, straight pool, know that you want to kind of get rid of the balls in sections, unless maybe you have a ball hanging in the pocket that you may use for the ball after a breakup or something like that. But normally you look to move the cue ball as little as possible without going back and forth on the table and taking chance. So obviously it's easier to control the cue ball if you don't have to move it too much. So you look to get rid of the balls in sections. So we're going to take care of these 2 up here more than likely.
Teams are playing for $11,000. First place taking home $11,000. The runner-up's going to get $5,000. Jeff Abernathy surveying the table. Jeff and the team, the Whiteout, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. You lose your sound there, Ava?
Yeah. All right, you need to call. Oh, there it is.
You're back.
All right, I won't move. I won't move. Maybe it's a glitch in one of the cables. I was going to just have you call the rest of the rack.
Yeah. I was going to give you my headset.
All right, so he wanted to go ahead and deal with that issue right now. The only one that's a problem left now is the 5. The 11 has the 5 ball guarded pretty well right here. It won't go in the side. It won't go in the corner pocket. He's going to have to come up on the other side and make it in the same pocket as the 5 ball. So you can draw it out. Got to take a look at this 8 ball also, as far as it does go in the side, so that shouldn't be an issue. Going to go up here and grab the 1 now, I would think. Come across for the 5.
A good look at the folks that have stuck around to take in this Masters Championship. Once again, Pool Dog Arena, full house, which is great. Seen a lot of good crowds this week coming in to watch these championship matches.
And as we said, this is the final event of the 2021 Pool Players Championship, so there's nothing going on in the main arena anymore.
I see the tables being moved out as we speak.
Yeah.
The lights are all on down the hall. And
amazing how quickly they do that to get ready
is.
for the next convention or whatever it is coming into towns, into the Westgate.
By tomorrow evening, it'll be like we were never here.
Oh, they'll remember where we're here.
Maybe some leftover trash, to be honest. Maybe some leftover.
I think the memories of our peeps going out.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy fun 10 days, I swear.
They love us here at the Westgate, though.
They should.
I think we're one of their biggest groups, if not their biggest. I had a chance to talk to some of the different bartenders, and I always ask the different people here how things going from their perspective, and whether it's the check-in people or the housekeeping people or the bartenders. Everybody seems very happy, and the players seem happy as well. So that's good. That's what you want. Look forward to coming back in October. After we get some rest, though. We need to get some rest first.
Yeah.
Sleep.
We'll have a couple of months to rest. before we go back in October again. Okay, let's see. It looks like he cut that way too thin. He overcut it into the right-hand side of the pocket, and that picked up speed on the cue ball, obviously. So now, all of a sudden, he's got some work to do. He'll be at the mercy of a little bit of luck here as far as getting on the 8. It's tough enough hitting this ball backwards, but he's got to let the cue ball go. Could turn out perfectly, or it could turn out to be a lot more work to do, and he's going to have a lot more work to do, and the 4 doesn't fall. What a chance here for Jason to make it 2-1 in their favor. Wide open. This should be elementary for players of this caliber.
If you folks are enjoying this Masters Championship final and you've been enjoying all of our coverage here in Las Vegas, what you could do for us is hit that share button, right? Help us get a little more eyeballs on this match. Great match here. That certainly helps our sponsors, helps us,
and
helps
give
the
these
pool
guys
community, and
and
gives
give
these
guys some props too as well. Yeah.
Hit that share button. Just go for it. You can do it. You can do it.
Well, obviously, especially from where they're from in Charlotte, North Carolina, and in Illinois, I mean, the fact that everybody at home would love to watch this, needless to say, and that it gives some incentive for our 7-9s or players that play in the Masters format to work on their game, get back out here.
Jason Gongle at the table. TJ said, "Here we go, Gongle." Like being at the game. Here we go, Gongle. Here we go.
Okay, you're getting punched right now,
right.
Jason.
All right. No chanting then.
No chanting. All right, so the only thing he's got to really just pay attention here, why it's not a total automatic run out, is because the 4 ball is blocking one of the pockets there for the 11 and the 8. So just a little bit more creativity and finding a path where he can use the other pockets for making those 2 balls.
We talked early on, but these players are very careful, very deliberate. One mistake often leads to your opponent running out the rack. So
yeah, and especially in the 9 ball.
Especially
in the 9 ball. Once we get to that point, one mistake will more than likely cost you. Oh, he overhit that way too hard. Way too hard. He's going to have a bit of a backwards cut. Some issue here on this 11 ball. Nothing major, but a little more work than he wanted to do. He's trying to get pretty much straight in on the 11. He's got a good chance here of making the 11 in the side and coming around here, 2 rails, back up here for the 14. Or he could just slow roll it and play it right here, play the 14 in the corner if he takes the little bit tougher shot. Do you want to hit it with some speed and come around perfectly, or do you want to just go ahead and take the longer shot? This is a 7-foot table, and that changes players' way of playing a little bit. Oh, he came up straight up. Nice shot. Nice shot. Beautiful. Got a blingy mask on him, doesn't he?
You know,
I wish.
Same thing.
I hope we could do like a whole thing of just masks. It's amazing how people have expressed themselves with their masks throughout this whole thing. Some of them are a little scary looking.
What's your mask look like? I'm in basic black.
I have my bling mask
now.
Oh, you
got the blingy?
I found this mask.
Oh, very nice. Pretty? Like a little paisley almost kind of style. That's cool. They do allow us to commentate without the mask since we're back here behind the drum shield, which is essentially plexiglass. Jason Gongle here, trying to finish out this rack, take a 2-1 lead.
All right. Mistake there by Jeff Abernathy. And
Oh,
my
folks.
gosh.
Missed
Are
that
you
14 in
kidding?
the side.
He must have just taken his eye off of it, taken it for granted, or just, you could tell he jumped up. But wow. Fortunate there, the way he hit it, that it ended up being a snooker. Jeff Abernathy's going to have to kick at this ball, but the fact that it's hanging in the pocket, you would expect him to at least come close to making this, and if he does, what a turnaround.
Yeah, a lot of shock in the room. I'm looking at people's faces. I
Yeah.
think that everybody's shocked by that miss there. I mean, just not common here. And now a chance for Jeff Abernathy to put his team up 2-1.
There it is. Nice and smooth, and he's going to have this to steal that 2-1 lead from Jason. That was a huge, huge mistake on his part. Again, for those of you who have a problem with these players wearing a mask, this is the Las Vegas Game Commission. There's
The rules
no choice.
is the rules.
No choice. Beautiful. Nice, solid.
Watch it. All
Made a
right.
bit of a statement there. Said I was not going to roll that in. You'd see that a lot with the Masters players.
All right, so Abernathy and the team of the whiteout now leading 2-1. Thank our sponsors, Action Cues, Valley Dynamo, Aramith Billiard Balls, and of course the folks at PoolDog.com, our presenting sponsors of this year's streaming coverage of the APA Pool Player Championships, and the namesake of our championship arena, Pool Dog Arena, where we've been for the better part of the last, I don't know how many days now, 9 days, right?
42?
9 days,
Yeah.
9 days, 16 championships, over 1.2 million paid out here this week. And then we're going to come back in October and do it all bigger, more, larger.
Yeah. And there's still teams qualifying out there. There's areas that have been shut down that have just opened up, so they haven't had their 2020 World Qualifier yet. So we don't know how many teams it's going to be, but it's a lot. Two ball on the break.
Side.
Yeah. And
Nice little layout.
first to identify the ball didn't, he needs to deal with is that 7 ball. I believe it passes by the 11 up in the top corner pocket. That's about the only major issue that Jeff has on this table with a solid, so he's going to want to get to that as soon as possible. All right, we need a hide MD Ismail Hossein over here.
Oh, we've had
Somehow.
a few of those.
Somebody can make him take a nap for a minute.
The spammers are hanging out too.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we do got the band hammer, but they keep coming back. So we'll try to filter that out as best we can.
Did not get that 7. I thought he was going to kind of spin over and shoot the 7 down in the other corner, but instead he went into these balls and created a problem with the 5 ball. So now he's got 2 things he's going to have to deal with unless the 5 goes on the opposite side of the 4.
Jeff and his team, they were men of few words on their bio sheet. From Charlotte, North Carolina. How long have they been playing together? First time. How did they come together? Friends. How does it feel to have made it this far? Great. What's the best part of your Vegas experience? Tournament. Who's your MVP? Jeff. Anyone back home you want to give a shout out to? No.
That's
Men
great.
a few words. I think there's like 10 words total there. Nice. Yes. Oh, funny. Funny, funny. Now in the 4th game of the 8-ball set. We'll see 5 games 8-ball. Then we'll switch to the 9-ball set.
Well, my suggestion would be to just watch and enjoy a great match and enjoy and just ignore the spammers here for a while.
Yeah.
They click the button so many times and so fast, there's no way to catch them right off the bat.
Even the band hammer has a hard time keeping up with the spammers today.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler. Let's enjoy the match.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the comments.
No. Oh. Well, no, that was fine. And Jeff, this could really, that 14 ball I think is going to haunt Jason for a while, considering he had the last rack. And it's very likely that it's going to cost him 2. Just a smooth little stroke here coming back. He's coming around 3 rails for the 8 in the side or the corner. He's played into the corner pocket, and this is going to put Jeff and his team of white out at a 3-1 lead if he can make this 8. Beautiful.
All right, the whiteout now leading this first match, 3 games to 1. Like you said, Ava, that miss looms large
huge,
right now.
Huge.
At 14 in the side.
It was a nice run out, though. Give that man a pat.
Absolutely.
I love this wall. When you first walk into this room and you're kind of peeking in there, it's everything, I think everything except for, well, everything is up there that is offered at the Pool Player Championship.
If you're watching us here on Facebook, hopefully you've liked our page and you're following our content. We're also on Instagram. A lot of great photos from here at this event. Lots of pictures taken.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got our YouTube channel. Include some great instructional content there.
What I love too is walking through the room throughout the whole tournament and seeing everybody streaming their own matches or their friends' matches as they're playing. It's just kind of cool. You see little, the cameras everywhere sitting up on the tripods. And it's a good thing that they were selling tripods here at the event for $10.
Smart.
Yeah.
Somebody was doing, that's a good idea.
So a lot of people pick them up here.
Yep. And that's the thing. A lot of folks say, well, why don't you stream every table? Well, that's a little difficult to do. But what you can do is stream your own match, right? And you're going to reach a lot more of your audience. So we definitely encourage people. They want to stream and their opponents are okay with it. That's sometimes a challenge, right?
That's the first thing I do is ask if that's okay with the other teams. So. Yeah, I streamed one match and there were so many people in front of me, so I was holding it straight up in the air and got a little shaky because my arm started shaking after a while.
Then you can stream your own match, and if you hashtag it APA Vegas and you make it public, it should be appearing to anybody that's clicking on that hashtag or searching under that hashtag. That's what we encourage folks to do.
Bit of a mess here, as you can see. The 3 and the 15 tied up. The 1-8-2 is tied up. Jeff has the stripes going to come down here. Looks like he's going to need to be shooting either, yeah, probably the 9 ball, I would think. Or that's not the 9 ball. There you see it better, the 13 ball. And he's going to have to decide which mess to try to open up here and which part of the ball that he's going to go into. That's the most important thing. You can't just going into him doesn't necessarily help. You need to decide what part of what ball you're going to hit. Oh, he's going to play defense. All right. Force Jason to move something. No reason to go for it. And this is a big lesson too for players who are aspiring to be a 7, a 9, playing in the Masters is to don't make all your balls on the table if you don't think you can get all the way out. That's like 8-ball suicide. If you're skill level 2 or 3, go ahead. 4, make as many of yours as you can. It'll work itself out. Be patient, play some defense. But when you are at this level, the other player can just toy with you all day long if they have all their balls or most of their balls are left on the table and you only have 1 or the 8 ball. So
Jason Gongle back at the table now, albeit briefly. Your mic again?
Yeah.
It's like it goes out and back in, huh?
Yeah. Take it from here, Jason.
Check, 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 check.
I'll be here the whole time, Ben. I'll be happy to see you in October. With our headsets, so we're going to try to get that fixed. Oh, I was trying to do a lot with the cue ball there, missed, but didn't leave much for Jason. He's got a bank shot at the 7, that's about it. No real easy defensive shot, although he could send the cue ball down to the other side of the table. All his balls pretty much are on that side. You see on the overhead here, if there's a way for him to clip the 7 ball and have the cue ball come up here in this area for a snooker, because you don't want to be taking any chances right now the way things are. He might go ahead, if he's more of an offensive player, he might go ahead and go for the bank here. It'll say a lot about what type of player he is. Obviously, both of these players have what it takes both defensively and offensively, no question. Well, a little surprised at that, but you know what? He got the job done. Turned out to be a good defensive move there. Somebody asked about Masters. Yes, you can jump and you can use a jump cue. In regular league play, we don't use jump cues since we have skill levels from all the way from 2 to 7 and 8 ball, 1 to 9 and 9 ball, and the only one that's going to benefit from it is obviously the better players. But if you're good enough, oh, nice shot. If you're good enough to jump with your own cue, you're welcome to it, unless the location you're in obviously says no, sir. All right, so makeable shot on the 3 ball here. The question is it time to go? Makes this. Only the 7 is left on that side of the table. He's got everything over there, and there should be no problem breaking out the 8 ball from the 1. Where's that going to go? That'll work. I think the move is here is play this 5, come out here with the cue ball so that he can make the 2 and break out the 1 and 8. Again, this is the last rack of 8 ball. From here we go to the fireworks that is 9 ball. We know how fast things can change in 9 ball, and both of these players, I'm more familiar with Jeff than I am with Jason, but I have a feeling both of these players can run the rack, the set out, being that it's winner breaks once they get to the 9 ball. So, oh, he came up a little short there, but I think he's still okay. Especially if the 2 ball goes in the corner past the 7, and he's really in good shape.
Test, test.
All right, Ava. Check, 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 check.
Oh, you're back.
Am I back? Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. I don't hear anything, though.
I hear you.
Okay. Well, that's good enough. A little technical difficulty there.
And Beth, I agree with you, but at the same time, the quality is players, once they go and the table is open like this, they don't, like most amateurs, they don't really need to worry too much about leaving the ball on the 8 ball, considering, I shouldn't say they should be out here, but their odds of running out when the balls were open like this are pretty good. So it's very important if you are skill level 3, 4, 5, even 6 to leave it there, but these Masters players expect to be out. And even if you leave that 1 ball on the 8, Jeff will more than likely have a way to break it open if he were to get to the table. So in this situation, get rid of the trouble as soon as you possibly can when you have the ability to believe in yourself that you are going to run out. All right, let go of the cue ball there. That is not the ultimate, but he does have a shot on the 7. on the rail, so it's obviously a very missable shot. He missed an important one earlier, a couple of racks ago, that cost him 2 points. If he can make this, then all he has to do is roll in the five ball and get out for the 6 in the side, and he's home free. So this is it.
Yeah, certainly like to have that break in the first set of the 9-ball.
Yeah, definitely.
First game of the 9-ball
That's
set,
a great
I should
point.
say.
Great point. All right, now just to lag here. Make the 5 ball in the corner and come out for the 6 in the side.
Oh.
Oh, Pumpkin. He's been home watching almost all the matches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thank you, Mitchie.
Good to hear from you, Mitch.
He's taking care of Louie and my little kitties, so.
Well, we appreciate you coming out. I know it's never easy to leave your loved one at home, so.
I spent most of my career on the road, well, my life on the road since I was 14 pretty much, so.
Wow.
I don't travel as much anymore. And especially after this whole COVID mess for the last year and a half, there hasn't been much traveling. It was almost
Right.
like, little jet lag before I left to come out here. All right, obviously he came up way, way short on this 6 ball, so the feeling if you want to add just a little bit of left spin on this and come around 2 cushions and find your spot on the 2nd rail, that's going to bring you to the 8 ball. Just a tad to left, and then it's speed. All right, he came all the way around. That'll work. It'll be a backwards cut, but I think he's got this. The other corner pocket is blocked.
I tell you what, the comments are flying so quickly, I can hardly keep up with them.
I haven't really looked down for a while.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying some good pool here. Nice shot there.
Jason Gongle finishes off that 8-ball set with a win. So they will split 3-2, that 8-ball set, move on to the 9-ball. And as we mentioned, Jason will have the break, always an important factor in the 9-ball set.
Yeah, that's huge, coming in and getting the break here, even though he's down 3-2. At their level, you almost give him the advantage coming in with the first break in 9.
I'll give a shout out to our production team here, controlling all of our streaming. Had the technical issue there. Steve was running around. Steve Alejandro, he's been directing all of our production. Kara Nord, Josh Fletcher.
Really have to give them.
Kara Price. She always gives me a dirty look. She got married last year.
She just did.
Old habits die hard. I call her by her maiden name all the time. It'll take a couple years, Kara. I promise. Eventually, I will always refer to you as Kara Price. But Kevin Hinkebine, Casey Jones, Keegan Mills, Josh Fletcher, our whole production team here, allowing us to bring you this coverage. It takes an entire team to do this. And like I said yesterday, Ava and I get to watch the match, talk to you folks, talk about the match. They're behind the scenes making it work, and we are grateful for everything that they're doing. And when things don't go exactly, where you're using a headset and suddenly it stops working, we have to figure that out. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just stops working. So appreciate them and their efforts.
I am going to answer one question here. I just looked down while Jeff is looking over the table and asking why the Masters Finals pays less money than the 8-ball singles purple tier. And there's a reason for that. This is what's called an alternate format. Our flagship formats here at the Pool Player Championship is the singles APA Shootout and the 8-ball Classic. And then throughout the years, league operators and the APA combined have said, why don't we do this? This would be a great idea for an event. The APA Team Captains Championship being our last added alternate format.
They're the showdown series events, right?
Exactly.
So there are a couple of cornerstone championships that we have. One is the World Championships, 8-ball and 9-ball. The other would be the Pool Player Championships, which is technically the 8-ball Classic and 9-ball Shootout, all original programs. And then,
Nice shot.
like you said, formats like Masters, Team Captain, all the doubles events, all showdown series events, kind of added events, you will. So, yeah, they don't have the same kind of overall payout because they're not funded the same.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
essentially. So, but I think the Masters is still quite popular every year. So
yeah. No, we have the wheelchair, we have the Masters, Team Captain, 9-ball doubles, 8-ball doubles, Jack and Jill.
ladies 8-ball.
Ladies 8-ball. But like I said, the singles, that's what this event originally was about.
Used to
and
just
that
be
is
the
the
8-ball
flagship.
Classic. Yeah,
I know.
there was
Yeah,
just the
that's
8-ball
right.
Classic.
No 9-ball
Yeah,
even.
there was a men's division and a women's division.
Right.
Then we went to the tiers, and we've grown the tiers. We've added tiers over the years. The 8-ball Classic now is essentially 5 individual tournaments, all with a 15,000 payout. 9-ball Shootout, all with a 10,000.
Yeah.
All 4 tiers.
And I think the payouts here is what was it? It was something crazy, like 1.2. What was the payout here?
1.2 million.
Yeah.
The ever popular question about changing the skill level limit. No plans to change the skill level limit. We don't ever say never, but we are a 40-year-old company, and there is no active discussion to change the skill level limit in 9-ball ladies, none of the alternate formats. Quite happy with how things are going.
Yeah, and again, APA studies the demographics and the trends and everything else as far as how many 1s, how many 2s, how many skill level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what makes sense. And it's spot on. I've seen the demographics on it, and it makes 100% sense.
When he said 1.2 million includes Mini Mania payout, yes, it does. Almost every tournament you will see promoted in the United States, and the payout is almost always includes the entry fee for that event plus the added money.
Sure.
So not an uncommon way to refer to it.
Yes, Tom Rossman has been here along with Florian. They've been taking challenge matches and doing trick shots and entertaining everybody.
Dr. Q.
It's funny, we were talking so much about Jason having the advantage here coming in, and he not only failed to make a ball on the break, but you see where that 3-ball is. That's going to create some trouble here. Jeff's looking at, can he play the 2-ball off the 3 into the corner pocket and thereby opening up the 3. He's just going to have to watch that scratch. So he's going to go rail first. Beautiful shot.
Nice.
Beautiful. Watch it, though.
Out,
Watch
though.
it. Forgot the
Yep.
cue ball.
All right. Big mistake there. Jason Gongle will have ball in hand. You don't want to give these guys ball in hand. Usually a recipe for disaster. You can see him hop right out of his chair, ready to go.
Yeah.
He was thrilled to have another opportunity in this rack.
Great chance for Jason here to tie it up.
So now we've seen these players kind of trade critical mistakes, assuming Jason can run out this rack. But we saw the miss on the 14 in the second rack, or the third rack, I believe. Now Jeff Abernathy, the scratch. Pockets the 4 in the corner. No sudden death in the finals.
This is so important. I see so many players get in trouble snookering themselves and coming over going, oh my God, what did I just do? And not taking the extra second. Be an athlete, move around the table, go over and double check the angle you want. I don't care what skill level you are. Instead of standing on one side of the table going, yeah, I should be about there. That's the easiest way to mess up a really good opportunity for a run out, is to get careless and not taking that extra second to really decide where you want to be with the cue ball for your next shot.
6 in the top corner there. Chance to tie this match up at 3 games apiece and again retain that break. They are racing to 7.
So I want to remind everybody, it looked like Jason was close to touching, or did touch barely with his shirt, that 9 ball, but when we're playing APA, it is just like it is in most pro events, it's cue ball foul only. So all you do is put the ball back if you happen to accidentally move it.
Jason Gongle finishes off that rack by pocketing the 9 in the corner, ties this match at 3 games apiece in this race to 7. He will have the break once again. If you're just joining us, you're watching coverage of the APA Masters Championship from here in Las Vegas at Pool Dog Arena. The final of 16 championships decided here over the last week and a half. Nice crowd has filtered in. Stands are full. Folks standing in the back, wanting to see how this final championship plays out between the team of Whiteout out of Charlotte and the main shots out of Joliet, Illinois.
I want to give a shout out to all our referees
Oh, yeah.
that we've had through the week. Almost all the referees we've had have been volunteers throughout the entire country that have come out here and helped out, making hit calls, answering questions.
Asking people to put their mask up.
Oh, that's been an added thing that I'm sure hasn't been fun to them, but I talked to quite a few of them, and except for an occasional person that just doesn't like to be told what to do, the referees have taken the time and remind them of why they're asking to have players put their masks on. Not our choice necessarily, although it was mask before we started playing, but halfway through, as we talked about before, the Gaming Commission came in and gave us no other choice. No.
Well, dry break there.
Yeah.
Got that 9 ball moving towards that lower corner, but kind of stopped.
Looked like the 1 was going to go in as well, but the cue ball knocked it out last second.
Brings Jeff back to the table here. And this is the APA Masters Championship, and the way this format works, the players opened in the 8-ball set. We saw 5 games of 8-ball. They're now in the 9-ball set, where they can play up to 8 games, depending on the score. Just tied at the moment, 3-3. This is a race to 7, and it's essentially best 2 out of 3, right? The first team to win 2 individual matches will be your champion. Very similar to our U.S. Amateur Championship rules.
That was not the best of shots right there, considering that the 6 ball right here is blocking the pocket for the 1. But he's going to have to come with a defensive shot here, or he could play a billiard on the 9 and at the same time play the speed for the 1 ball to kind of come across table. Not sure what he's going to come up with here. Combo is tough when it's that far between the 1 and the 6, needless to say.
Somebody asked about the skill levels for these players. There is no skill, there's no handicapping or skill levels used in the Masters format. I'm assuming they're both 7s and 9s in 8-ball and 9-ball respectively. Most of the players that you're going to see in the Masters Championship final are likely to be. I'm sure someone that plays with these guys back home might weigh in on that. I'd be shocked if they aren't both 7 and 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's Masters. I mean, some of the league areas require you to be a higher skill level player to play a 6 or 7 or better in 9-ball. But some just, whoever wants to play can play. Did he get there? Well, I think Jason may be able to hit this 1 ball, it looks like. It was a good effort by Jeff, though, to even be able to play that defensive shot. That's true, Jonathan. A lot of them just play Masters.
Somebody confused about the format a little bit. The match was 3-2 in favor of Jeff Abernathy at the end of the 8-ball set. It's now 3-3 after Jason Gongle won the first game of the 9-ball set. So it was not 3-3 after the 8-ball set. It's a lot to keep up with.
I know it.
It's a lot to keep up with.
Especially here, the day 10
Oh, yeah.
of being out in Las Vegas. All right. Not a bad defensive shot, especially if it gets behind that 2. It looks like Jeff's going to be able to slice it in. You can see just enough of that 1 ball. And have to let the cue ball go a little bit.
Oh.
Overcut it. That was tough to do. And no love from an accidental defense either. So here comes Jason.
This is the first of up to 3 individual matches you might see. Jeff and Jason, the first match. We'll see at least 1 more, potentially 2. All 3 matches will be a race to 7. Jason Gongle at the table here for the main shots.
Oh, wow. He was a little too focused on the cue ball there. He was trying to cut that 1 ball in and go into the 8 solid to have a shot at the 2 ball. But as we know, the number 1 thing, if you're going offensive in the game of billiards, number 1 rule is make the ball. And it's very easy to do, to get too focused on position or too focused on breaking something up. But what has resulted now is a great chance for Jeff to get out here. The 6-8 looks very makeable in the corner pocket. And if it's not, this is a good time to put some right spin on it and break it open, but I think that it'll go.
Pockets at 2 in the corner.
We have an awful lot of players that I talk to and from our area as well that were double qualified. They won in either 8 or 9 ball in the 8 ball classic or 9 ball shootout.
Good. Yeah.
And qualified through the singles board and regional system, and came out here and also were on a Masters team. So I think you're going to see a lot of players in that position. And again, you know, there's players that have come out here 2-3 years in a row, but they play in everything. Play the doubles and the Jack and Jill and the team captain championships and the 8 ball and the 9 ball and chances are that or they come out for the world championship on the stand, get on a team. So
I've talked to a lot of the Masters guys that'll be back in October. Talked to Brian Parks last night, Ernesto Bayawa.
And they both had teams here in the Masters, and both of those guys, the rock stars that they are and have been for many years here at the APA Masters Championship and the Pool Players Championship. They both were eliminated from all parts.
All right, Jeff Abernathy pockets that 9 ball, takes a 4-3 lead. Again, a kind of a critical error there by Jason leads to a point for Jeff, and now he's got the break. his first of the 9-ball set. Chance to control the table from the get-go. Again, you're watching the APA Masters Championship. Referee going to do some cleaning of the table. Players are going to take a quick break, and we are going to take a quick break as well. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Las Vegas. For most, the ultimate party destination. A place to run wild and leave the routine behind. But for a pool player, it's so much more. Their ultimate goal, their grandest stage, their biggest moment. It's time to take your Vegas fate into your own hands. 1. Compete and win a local qualifier board to advance to a regional event. 2. Once there, be a top finisher in your own skill level tier. 3. Win a trip to Las Vegas to compete in the APA Poolplayer Championships. 4. Own your biggest moment on pool's grandest stage. Take your Vegas fate into your own hands today. Realize your Vegas destiny tomorrow.
We come from all walks of life.
Different backgrounds.
Different abilities.
We all have different reasons for doing what we do.
But we're all one.
One love.
One passion. One big family.
We are.
We are
Our American pool players.
American pool players.
American pool players.
And this is our league.
Players are back. We are ready. Jeff Abernathy with the break here in the 9-ball set. Scratches. Oops, excuse me. Players took a quick break there, quick bathroom break. They're back. Jeff pocketed a ball on the break, but he scratched. And that'll bring Jason Gongle back to the table here. Jason looking to tie this match up at 4 games apiece. All right.
I ran,
You're out
so
of breath.
I don't want to talk. Yeah.
I can hear you.
I'm going
That's all right.
to
Catch your
shut
breath.
that off.
Catch your breath.
I was trying to beat them coming back, so.
Yeah. We're about an hour and 20 minutes into this Masters final. First of 3 matches. Jason Gongle trailing by a game. And if not for a couple of untimely mistakes, he very well could be leading in this match. I know Jeff had one as well that kind of led to a win for Jason, so.
Somebody was asking why we're playing a different format here than what League is for Masters. And the way the format used to be was the point system, where if somebody won 7-2 and the other one won 7-4, then obviously the 7-4 was ahead in overall points. We changed to the the match winning system here quite a few years ago. Some leagues around the country, Coastal Carolina APA, we were one of them, that kept the old format on league play.
Oh, okay.
But went to the match format. So, but a lot of the leagues have gone to the regular match format. It's kind of up to the players at home, the league operator, whatever works. We just listen to the players, and they prefer the other system. So it's not like all league is playing that way. Your local league may be that way, but it's not an automatic.
Some good insight there on why things are the way they are.
Or not what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Little tester here on the side. Overcut it. He jumped straight up. You couldn't see that on the overhead, but he just... That's the second important shot that he has missed in the side pocket there. And the side pockets are obviously a lot tighter, or they play a lot tighter than the corner pockets, where there's some forgiveness, obviously, on all tables. If you graze the rail a little bit or the outside of the pocket a little bit, it tends to accept it better.
So another chance for Jeff Abernathy to take advantage of the mistake by Jason Gongle. Put himself up by 2 games in this race to 7.
Nice shot there.
Watch out. Watch out.
It's going to stop.
Okay. 2 balls left on the table.
No sudden death here in the finals. All right, kind of overdrew that a little bit. He still should be okay, though, cutting this 9-ball in.
And he is. Jeff Abernathy pockets that 9 in the corner. Takes a 5-3 lead. Now needs just 2 games to Jason's 4. He will have the break. See, the referee's going to prepare the rack. These teams playing for $11,000 in first place prize money. The runner-up's going to take home $2,000. Jeff is a member of the Whiteouts from Charlotte, North Carolina. They defeated the team of You Should Know out of Virginia this morning in the semifinal round, 2-1. You Should Know finished in 3rd place. The Main Shots, they defeated the team of Just Having Fun out of Michigan, 2-0. Both of those teams finished tied for 3rd and took home $2,000. Jeff looking over the rack. Taking yet another look. Of course, if you were with us at the outset, you saw Jeff start the match off with an 8 on the break. Very first game, first break of the match. See if he can get the 9 ball moving here.
Three ball, no. Nothing on the break.
All right, so nice chance for Jason.
Yeah, he needs to get all the way out here because one more mistake putting Jeff on the hill and Jeff breaking for Team Whiteout. That is not what's needed right now. Jason really needs to put it together. And you got to remember, guys, these guys get nervous too. I know in our league at home, a lot of our 4s and 5s and 3s, they don't think the 7s ever get nervous. Well, trust me, the pros get nervous. This is like an ESPN setup here with this room, with all the people watching. It's a full house as far as the people here live. It's going out all over the world through Facebook and YouTube. It's dead quiet in here compared to in the big main room where people are talking and maybe your friends are there, a couple of people watching, whatever, and the music's going. But in here, it's pressure time and it's cooking.
There's been a few comments asking about where did this team finish and that team finish. Check all that out on CompuSport.us.
Let's spin this up a little bit with some left spin. Oh, he went across and back. All right, watch out, 7. Watch out. You want to make sure he got up high enough above that 6 ball not to get trapped. We'll see if he is a finesse player here or if he likes to continue going around the table. Just a little low right on this 3 ball or low left if you want more of an angle. Just kind of kill the cue ball here. I like to hit that drag stroke on these shots. Well, he aimed to go into the 9. That'll work. And it's looking real pretty right now. Just hold it together.
Somebody mentioned the team Hugh and the Hustlers. Do you remember Hugh and the Hustlers? I think they had won the last 2 Masters championships in a row.
Yeah.
18 and 19.
Were they here?
Yeah, it sounds like they lost in the quarterfinals.
Okay.
I'm guessing Tom meant the main shots, not the hot shots. But again, we could confirm if we would hop on CompuSport.us. We could know exactly where they finished and who they
I'll leave that to you.
lost
You get
to,
on that.
We'll do that after the match here. Do that after the match.
That's a nice shout out to Ashley Morgan down in Central Florida.
He's right. They're awesome. Ashley and Kevin Morgan, they are some of our best new league operators. You guys got good ones down there in Florida. They have some really super cool events, and I love the marketing that they do. I think they were our rookies of the year in their first year at APA as league operators, so a testament to the job they're doing, yeah.
Okay, I'm giving a shout out to myself. I believe they won that when we Coastal Carolina APA won League Operator of the Year.
You got a couple of those Eagles. I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share them with all my players and make a league a good place to play, I swear.
League operators take those awards pretty serious, though. The
Oh, it's bragging rights.
Rookie of the Year, League Operator of the Year. I mean, you're talking about a network of hundreds of league operators to be recognized as the best in your field is quite an accomplishment.
And most of the league operators are competitive people, have played in the
They're
league
all
and
pool
everything
players.
else. So
They're
if
all
you
pool
say there's
players.
an award to be won, that's the best incentive to jump up there and make sure your league offers everything it can offer and work hard. And so, passed it. All right, this was necessary, Jason. I like the pace he's playing with now. When the balls are open, no reason to talk yourself out of shots. Just loosen up and play the way you played to get to this spot right here.
All right, Jason Gongle pulls within 1 game of Jeff Abernathy. He will have the break. Again, this is a race to 7. We started in the 8-ball set. They played 5 games of 8-ball before they switched to the 9-ball format, very similar to our U.S. Amateur Championship format. Mention our sponsors, Action Cues, Valley Dynamo, PoolDog.com, and Abernathy Billiard Balls. Appreciate all of their support, making this tournament a success. Of course, our friends at PoolDog are presenting sponsors of all of our streaming coverage this past week and a half, allowing us to bring you all this great action from here at PoolDog Arena.
I've got a question from Chuck Cagle if he can play barefoot, and that would be a negative. That's a negative. And part of it is, too, let's say that there is a shard of glass in there that the vacuum cleaner didn't get, whether it's here in Vegas or it's in, you know, your local bar, pool room, whatever it is. And all of a sudden it could be a lawsuit situation. Besides the smell, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Was that a serious? Was that a serious question?
We have a lot of players that really love playing barefoot, and I understand it. It's fine, but yeah, no.
Isn't there the old no shirt, no shoes, no service
No
rule
service.
at most places that serve food? All right. Nice break there for Jason. Pocketed the 1, can see the 2. Little traffic jam there, though, off that rail, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure that 4-ball goes, but if he can get over to get some kind of an angle on the 3, he can go into that cluster. Just a little bit of left follow here, come 2 rails. Oh, he drew it. He drew it back. Check that stroke out. And you see the pace he's playing with now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is 9-ball pace. Or 8-ball for that matter, once the balls are open, but especially 9-ball. And he has completely changed his whole attack at the table. From those of you who have watched this from the beginning, how slow he played even in the 9-ball part. And I have a feeling this is more his normal pace. Took a quick break. Had a bathroom break. He came back and he must have looked in the mirror and says, what am I doing?
I feel like I'm
Where
watching
did I
on
go?
fast forward now all of a sudden.
Like I said, 9-ball is a shooter's game, and there's no mystery as to what ball to shoot next. The balls are open. Go to town.
He didn't like being down 2 games. He wanted to hurry up and change that scoreboard.
Now, sometimes you know, take a break, go in the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror, and smack yourself real hard and come back out and get the job done. I've done it. Plenty.
All right. Fires in that 9-ball in the corner, and what seemed like record time. Holy cow. It was like a whirlwind out there. Ties it up at 5 games apiece, folks. Getting what we expected here in the Masters Championship. Reminds me of the guy that won USAM a couple years ago, Abe Shade, also out of Illinois, the Peoria area of Illinois. Another quick shooter like that. Mentioned the payout here in the Masters Championship. One of these teams is going to take home $11,000, and the other will have to settle for 5. Pool player problems there. You can see the team of main shot sitting there. Curious to see who we'll see next from them. Looking at their rosters.
I have a feeling BJ Ussery will be coming up next.
Now he is with the whiteout.
Right. I'm not sure on the other side.
Well, they've got Jeff Sargent, who a lot of us have seen before.
The captain.
Dan Hayes and Leonardo Lopez. That is the team of the main shots, in addition to Jason Gongle, who has the break here, looking to take his first lead of the match. Oh.
Great break. 7-ball goes, and check out the position on the 1. This is looking good here for him to take the lead and get on the hill.
I'm going to time him. I'm going to time this rack. Let's see.
A lot of times when you get in this position, too, this big of a match, you tend to want to slow way down and not make a mistake. Well, you can't play not to miss or not to make a mistake. You got to play to win, play to make the ball. positive thoughts. The only thing he's got to be careful of here, that tends to happen every once in a while when you try to loosen up and start running around the table, is to make tiny unforced errors just by going too fast. But I have a feeling, like I said before, I think this is his normal speed, a lot more than the way he was playing earlier. And it's working so far.
Matt Hall commented that they think they will save Billy Ussery to close it if needed in the third match. We'll see. We'll see how the first match goes, because you might need him.
A lot of that will depend on if his partner wins or not, too. If Whiteout could take this first, or if they lose their first match, that's going to have something to do with it. I know their normal lineup has been Jeff Abernathy goes first, BJ Ushery second. That's why 2 matches I believe I saw, that's what they did in their lineup. So why mess with a good thing? But he would have to win this match first for them to play that same scenario again. But if Jason has anything to do with it, that's not going to happen. So we'll see.
Somebody asked what happened to the Sardo rack. Well,
that's a long time ago.
I was going to say it's 2021, not 2002. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But the Sardo rack. Somebody should make a documentary about that someday.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into it, though.
All right. First problem here in this rack for Jason. He ended up on the rail, and he's got to come out. For the 6, he would have to really jack up here to be able to make this and get some kind of a shot on the 6, unless he just goes ahead and follows the cue ball kind of down, possibly go into the 6 ball, or he's going to have to jack up and try to get a little bit of draw on this ball coming up. Could he get there? Oh, he jacked up just enough. Oh, he's got a shot. Backwards, more of a cut than he wants, needless to say, but whenever you get that close to the ball, it's easy to have that happen.
They're saying Brian White. I'm assuming Brian is also David
Mm-hmm.
on the whiteout. They're saying he has played second and BJ third, so we'll see. Again, that may depend on what happens in the first match, because if they've won all their first matches, that is much.
That's going to have something to do with it, and
yeah.
also if they're familiar with the team they're playing and their playing styles and their ability. Depends on who puts up first and that kind of thing. So we'll see.
Jason Gongle, though, chance to take the first lead of the match. He couldn't bank that 8.
Couldn't get it.
And now Jeff Abernathy in excellent position to move to the hill here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dean. This whole thing in Haiti is just beyond devastating. Our thoughts go out to everybody there. It's just been awful. I was watching this morning, and horrific.
Jeff now on the 9 ball. Pockets it with ease and now leads 6-5. Needs just one more game, and his team will have that ever important first win in the match. Again, at his best 2 out of 3. If you're just joining us, you're watching coverage of the APA Masters Championship here at Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas. Nice shot of the room here. The referee prepares the rack. Jeff Abernathy will have the break here the chance to put this first match away. Jason Gongle has played very well, but has had a couple of really poorly timed mistakes that have cost him, but certainly not out of this yet. I mean, if we've seen anything from Jason, is that he is unfazed after those mistakes and has shown the ability to come right back.
Yeah, at this point, all he's going to need is a chance back at the table, which could be questionable with Jeff Abernathy breaking here. For a chance to win, he's on the hill, race to 7 in Masters.
Jeff started this match out with an 8 on the break. What are the odds, Ava, he would finish it with a 9 on the break?
Well, it'd be
Or the
interesting to see.
snap.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I think that might get the crowd going here.
Here it goes. If he doesn't make the 9, let's see if he can make a ball and get a shot at the 1.
No 9.
Yep, 3 ball. 3 ball goes on the side, and oh, that's a sweet layout right here. That's a pretty layout. You got the 1 ball right here. 2 being down here, he can get to that. The only little trick is coming up for this ball. The 4 ball. The 4 obviously goes in this pocket, but go from the 2 to the 4 is going to be about the only little crux here, the only challenge he's going to have.
Jason Gongle will have to sit and hope for another chance at the table here. Jeff Abernathy looks like he's trying to figure out the issue that Ava has identified with that 4 ball.
Yeah, and if he gets too steep of an angle, he can just make the 2 and come straight up with the cue ball going to the 4. But he needs to kind of pick what side and how much of the 4 ball he's going to hit, because this is one of those situations where you could end up no shot on the 4, no pocket for the 4, or just a tough angle. So this is the key shot of this rack right here, no doubt. Oh, missed it altogether and missed the 2 ball altogether.
New life for Jason.
You bet.
As
Good
he
opportunity.
shoots out of that chair.
For defense here. Sneak that cue ball behind the 9 if he can get the 2 past the 7-6. He's got a whole cluster of balls that he can hide behind as well, but what you want to do in this situation is kind of freeze the cue ball behind the ball. Both players very capable with the jump cue, which is allowed in Masters. Let's see if he gets behind the 9 here. Come around 2 rails. Got to get up there. Oh yeah, perfect. Nice shot. 1 more or 2 more turns of that cue ball, or half a turn, and he would have blocked off chance for kicking. But I mean, this is a tough kick shot right here, with that 7 being where it is. He's able to shorten up the angle, and not a bad turnout. Thin cut here for Jason on this 2 ball. And it's one of those must make here, Jason. That 2 ball's got to go. Or more than likely it'll be lights out. So here's his shot. Good thing for him is the 4 ball is hanging in the side pocket there.
Big shot here for Jason Gongle.
Nice shot. Real good shot. He doesn't want the cue ball to go too far. That's perfect.
Pressure player there. Had to have it, and he got it. See if he can finish off the rack now. The age-old question, Ava, about player eligibility and who's a pro and who's not has reared its head on the comments, which is a shock during the Masters Championship that would come up, of course, whether it's who are we talking about now? Is it
Well, they were mentioning BJ. BJ is a phenomenal player.
Okay.
Yeah,
but we've not actually seen yet.
Well, yeah, no. He'll be coming up next or the one after, depending on who wins this match. He's super strong player. Amazing to watch. That's one of those where you can undo the comment section and just watch some pretty pool. Not like not that this hasn't been, but he's a great player. But you know, he's not a professional player. If he entered all the professional players, I mean, tournaments, he possibly could be. I don't know his capability on the 9-foot table as far as playing with the very top players. I'm sure he would do great, but as of right now, he's not considered a pro. And if you're not a pro, that means you're an amateur. So
yeah, and again, I mean, we had this conversation this week about Ernesto. We had this conversation this week about Brandon Ashcraft. Right. We've had this conversation about Brian Parks in the U.S. Amateur. I mean, are all these guys pros? I mean, they're high-level amateur players, and we do look at players that are questionable on an individual basis. I mean, they're evaluated, and if they're here, we don't believe they meet that criteria. Is that criteria very clear, black and white? Not necessarily, because there is no.
Look out! Look out! Oh, perfect.
There is no established, pro tour necessarily where you can just look and say, well, you're playing on the pro tour in all 15 stops and you made $250,000 last year. It's not quite that simple. So.
No, I mean, and Brian Parks, for years, people have said that he's won the USAM, he's won the 9-ball, he's won the 8-ball singles. But if you're not a pro, again, you're an amateur, and even somebody like BJ Ussery in this tournament, 2020 or 2019, he won about a little over $10,000. We can't call that a pro as far as making money. Now, does he play on the side? We can't control that. But like I said, if you're not considered a pro, you're considered an amateur.
All right.
All right.
Jason Gongle is not ready to give in by any stretch. We are tied 6-6, folks. Hill. Doesn't get much better than that in Pool Dog Arena. Jason now with the advantage, having the break, needing just one game. Again, if you're just joining us, Masters Championships Finals presented by Pool Dog. The team of Whiteout from North Carolina. We've got Jeff Abernathy at the table, and the main shots out of Illinois, Jason Gongle.
Somebody thinks that the balls look like they've been around for. The balls are brand new for this event, so maybe you have a bad connection there from at home, but there's nothing wrong with the balls that they're playing with today. They are brand new set of balls for the finals that we have in this Pool Dog Arena.
Jason checking over the rack. Going to request a slight adjustment.
Somebody asked if players have been denied due to review. Yeah, I mean, if there's a player that is questionable at all, there would be a discussion between the league operator and the national office. And they do some research. And again, just because somebody said that he beat Efren in a match, it doesn't make you a pro. It makes you a really good player. There's a difference there, yeah. And he might do it 2 out of 3 times. It still doesn't make you officially a pro, or we're going to deny somebody from playing in our Masters format.
Did
Does
he
a
get
one
that
go
one
in
ball?
there?
Not
Nope.
quite.
Nope,
All
nope, nope.
right. Jeff Abernathy breathes a sigh of relief
Yeah.
as he returns to the table with a clear shot on the one. Yeah, I think Sky Woodward would be a good example of a player we did have to
Kick out. Yeah, say sorry, buddy.
Well, we didn't kick him out. We just said
No.
you're too,
Yeah.
you advanced too far. Now this is long before he was, on the Moscone Cup. So, that's certainly not the line, but and even back then Skyler said, "Well, I don't think that's right. I'm not, he was still young, but was really starting to perform well in professional tournaments frequently. I don't believe he had any occupation aside from the living he was making from doing it." So,
All right, so good. Not a bad angle to get up for this 3-ball here. The 3-ball goes in the side, so he's going to just play the cue ball here, come up between the 7 and the 4, I would think. A little bit of low right. Doesn't want to go too far, and he definitely wants to get off the rail there. It's left it a little bit tougher than he wanted. Wanted that cue ball to come off. He kind of lengthened the angle a little more than he wanted to. These rails do slide, especially mostly because we're in Vegas where there's no humidity. Oh boy. You're going to get lucky. Oh, came out smelling like a rose on that one. Mark, I have not seen Vivian for a while. She has not been playing on the PBA Tour for a few years now. I was talking about Vivian, the Texas tornado. I wish I had an answer for you there. All right, good kick. Is he going to get rewarded?
no.
This is appropriate though, that this is kind of a messy last rack.
Yeah.
You know, there's been such a battle here to Hill.
Both players have had a chance here at this table. You just never know.
Okay, big shot here for Jeff. He can just follow this down, come back up again. Is he going to hit the point? No. All right, now question is, does that 5-ball go in the side pocket? Looking at the 7-ball, the 7-ball may be able to throw it into the corner. It doesn't look too good though. I'm looking at the live table here. It looks like it's gonna come short. We'll find out in a second what Jeff is seeing there up close and personal. Yeah, he went into him, but just not enough. And this could be curtains here for Jeff Abernathy of Team Whiteout. Something real good's gonna have to happen. Jason just asked
Referee.
the referee to take a look here because he's gonna be kicking. All right, gave it a whirl, and you know what?
Nope. Ran out of steam.
But not an easy leave. Jason is going, dang, what do I have to do with this guy? He is jacked up over the 7, which is making any shot more difficult, but also look at the shot he's faced with. A super fine, thin cut or a bank. or try to look for a defensive shot. I think Jason's going to take his time here and try to figure out what the least painful reply is.
A lot of folks on their feet here in Pool Dog Arena trying to get a good look at this shot. This has been a fantastic lead-in match here in the Masters Championship, which is a best 2 out of 3.
Wow, what an brutal situation to be in, because even if he can cut this ball in, jacked up over a ball, the cue ball's going the wrong direction. Here's your 6 right here, and you could be flirting with a potential scratch in this pocket down here, because when you're jacked up over a ball like that, it's very easy to get a little bit of unwanted spin. What you want to do anytime you're jacked up over a ball is to shorten up your grip on the cue and shorten up your backstroke so you have a little bit more control. But it really makes the shot a lot more difficult. But the only defense I can see, as long as he doesn't scratch, he'd be flirting with that. If he hits down on it a little too much, would be to cross the 5 ball down, come up. But the old rule is, if you can't find a good defense, then go all out for the offense. And that's what he did. And so close to being a good shot. Does he get some love? Nope. And what a break.
Yeah,
what a break for Jeff to leave that leave, and now getting back to the table here at Hill Hill.
Jason just kind of put his hands up and said, what more can I do there? Just so close.
And this should be it for a big 1-0 lead in the first of the 3 potential matches here in the Masters.
Jeff Abernathy now 3 balls away from victory in this first match.
Nice speed there. And this should be it, unless he somehow takes his eye off the ball, rushes his stroke. Oh, let's go with the cue ball. We're going to see. I would think he is definitely going to make this. There you have it. Flawless.
Nine in the corner.
What a battle, huh?
Jeff Abernathy with a big opening victory here in the Masters Championship. And now we will wait to see how each team responds to that first match. And while we've got a few moments, let's hear a word from our friends at PoolDog.com.
Las Vegas. For most, the ultimate party destination. A place to run wild and leave the routine behind. But for a pool player, it's so much more. Their ultimate goal, their grandest stage, their biggest moment. It's time to take your Vegas fate into your own hands. 1. Compete and win a local qualifier board to advance to a regional event. 2. Once there, be a top finisher in your own skill level tier. 3. Win a trip to Las Vegas to compete in the APA Poolplayer Championships. 4. Own your biggest moment on pool's grandest stage. Take your Vegas fate into your own hands today. Realize your Vegas destiny tomorrow.
We come from all walks of life.
Different backgrounds.
different abilities.
We all have different reasons for doing what we do.
But we're all one.
One love.
One passion. One big family.
We are.
We are
Are American pool players.
American pool players.
American pool players.
And this is our league.
Each year, thousands of people from all walks of life head to Las Vegas, chasing a dream.
Pockets the 8 ball, avoids the scratch. What a match.
What a match, and what a comeback.
What begins as a hobby on a pool table in their local bar or pool room evolves through hard work, dedication, and even luck
There it goes
Nice.
again. Oh my God.
Wow.
into something bigger, something greater than anything they could have ever imagined.
I've got a 14-year-old boy at home that we play a lot in my garage, and because of that, he got to see me win this thing, and that's huge for me and him.
Few ever envisioned playing on a stage of this magnitude. But once they step foot into a sea of pool tables, as far as the eye can see,
317 tables at this year's event. We like to call it pool playing heaven.
the dream has been realized, and the competition begins. For nearly 10 days, they live this dream. And for a select few who manage to persevere, they return home champions. Part competition, part experience of a lifetime. The APA World Pool Championships has it all and more. So take a moment to let yourself dream. You never know where it might take you.
All right, we're back here at Pool Dog Arena. Leonardo Lopez of the Main Shots has won the lag. He will have the break. The 8-ball set, 5 games of 8-ball.
It's a good power break there. I don't see too many major issues on the table right now. Just kind of picking it off and making sure everything's got a pocket and finding your pattern. Whether he goes, yeah, he's going to start out here with the 11 ball. And it looks like Leonardo has that pace going that we saw Jason ending up with at the end, especially when the balls are open. You made up your mind what to do. As long as your position is working, just stick with it and loosen up and fire.
Leo's going to need a win here if his team is going to have a chance to take home the title. They're now down one very important match. That's 2 out of 3.
We'll see if you can make this 14 ball here. No problem. Come up for the 9 or for the 15. Smooth. Finding the angle, that extra time to go over and look where you want to be for the 10 ball. Nice play there. He came a little bit farther than he wanted. Wanted to be a little bit straighter on this. He should be able to go into the cushion and back out. Nice. What a pretty run he made here. Nice rack. Well played, Leonardo, starting out through first blood.
That didn't take any time at all either. Up 1-0 in this race to 7. Watching the final round of this year's Masters Championship here in Las Vegas. Second match and the best 2 out of 3.
And if you missed it, we had a really good first one. Hill.
Yeah, it was a nail biter, all right.
Could have gone either way there.
It could have.
Yeah.
Both players with the chance at the table in that last game. Room kind of buzzing at the moment here in Pool Dog Arena. You know what I've noticed, Dave? It's usually after like a critical mistake that everything just goes silent again, and nobody wants to talk for like a couple minutes in fear of throwing off the players because something seems amiss when they aren't successful with what they're trying on the table.
Especially after
wow.
Great break.
Wow.
Great break. I have never seen Leonardo play, but from the comments that I just looked down real quick, a lot of people familiar with him know this guy can really play.
Let me guess, he's a pro. Shouldn't be here, right? We're gonna add
what
him
is he
to the
doing
list.
here?
Pretty soon, Masters will just be all 5s and 6s since nobody's eligible anymore.
Well, everybody's got a voice and an opinion. It's okay.
I know. They're all master handicappers.
Yeah. Well, it gets a little old. I just said to you in the break, as much as some of these guys are complaining about different things or questioning everything, have you guys taken time to actually watch the match? It's actually a really good battle going on here. All right, nice little reverse spin there to hold the cue ball back for the 4. So he's going to find his spot for the 6 ball. It does go in the corner down here. So he's going to find the spot so he can get a good position on this 1. Bring the cue ball back out with some left spin. I like his pace. I'll have to follow this guy at our next event if he shows up again, because I really like his style of play. And it's not just about playing fast. It's about playing with a pace, with a, decide what you want to do, take some time, look at what you want to do. But at this level, slowing down too much is just going to do nothing but hurt you.
What a start for Leo Lopez, folks. Starts us off with 2 break-in runs as Brian White sits and waits patiently.
Well, the winner break format, you know, he could be sitting for a while if Leonardo keeps breaking the way he has.
Impressive start to this 8-ball set for Leo. He and his teammates, main shots out of the Joliet, Lamont, Illinois area. They wanted to give out a shout out to the bar owners Linda and Dwayne Peterson at the Main Inn. I've been in the Main Inn a long time ago. Sure, a lot of folks back home rooting them on. A lot of great players in that Chicago area. Big area for APA. I think we got almost, I don't know, half dozen leagues in that vicinity. Two ball. 5 ball. 3 ball.
Yeah,
what am I missing
the
there?
3 ball.
Something else went there.
The
Yeah,
3
there
went
you
in
go.
as well. And it's a makeable table. Gonna depend on, can he make that 4 ball past the 1? Other than that, just the 7 is an issue. The pocket blocking there. But he can deal with at least one of them here. Shooting the 6. Oh, he's going the other way. That did not help at all. And that could be the end of that run. All right, defensive shot there. That's going to bring Brian White up to the table.
First look at Brian here. His team Whiteout, North Carolina, leading 1-0. This best 2 out of 3. Brian hasn't been to the table yet. He finds himself down 2-0.
And as far as, you know, lineups, you would guess that I'm pretty sure that we know that BJ Ostery is the best player on the other team, not to take anything away from anybody else, but they're going to leave him for last considering they won the first one. And in the case of main shots, again, not familiar with all the players on there, and obviously they're all good players to be able to be on this team that made it this far, but I have a feeling Leonardo is the best player, and this is obviously a must-win. The fact that they lost the first match on the hill made them change the lineup a little bit, and this is a must-win, needless to say.
You want to make sure your best player has a chance to play. You don't want to leave him on the bench.
Right. And Leonardo doesn't he doesn't take too long, does he, to shoot? I like it. He just gets up and
my kind of player.
Fun to watch.
Well, it's nothing against the the slower players, but it's hard to watch. It gets monotonous when it's a super slow pace. And
but that was the uncharacteristic kind of a shot on his, but sometimes you get going too fast. You don't take your time when you're down on the ball. He's shaking his head right now going, I can't believe I just did that. It's the only drawback if things go a little too fast. Yes, it is it is a valid question, Jess, as far as amateur versus pro. We completely get that. It gets a little old, though, when people just watch part of the match and then they ask again and somebody else asks again.
Well, and you've addressed it. I mean,
we've addressed it several times, and maybe you just came on, but yeah, it's most of that lays on the shoulders of the men pros, is the fact that they don't really have a good system. The WPBA has always been a lot better on clarifying what is a pro and who is an amateur. We just kind of call up the WPBA office and we'll find out if they are or they're not. But in this situation, it's a little bit different. So yes, of course, it's a bit of a judgment call, but in our book, if you're not a pro, you are an amateur.
And
And that
again,
means you can be a stinking awesome amateur that makes the rest of the good players have to improve to be able to beat them.
well,
Absolutely.
and the other point of it is, and like we said, we hear this almost every high-level match now, whether
Yeah.
it's in the USAM, men's or women's. The upper tiers of the 8-ball classic 9-ball shootout. So it's just kind of a tired conversation.
Yeah.
We've addressed it. We've moved on. The players that are here have been looked at. They're allowed to be here. And if you don't agree with it, turn the stream off. You don't have to watch.
Yeah.
You don't have to be part of it. But what's happening is not changing based on your little fingers on a keyboard. So
just enjoy the match. I mean, this
Exactly.
is pretty great. I'm just so glad we were able to stream it. I mean, what has it been now? 5 years that we've been streaming the finals of all the different
2016, yeah.
events. Yeah.
Started in 16 here.
And again, I understand that some of these players play jam-up pool. There's no question about it. But, when Magic Johnson was playing college basketball, he was every bit as good as the pros, but he was not a pro. He was an amateur. So until he actually joined the amateurs. So it's a fine line. It's a little confusing in the world of billiards. Not our fault or anybody else's fault, but we feel very comfortable with the players that are out here playing.
Speaking of amateur versus pro, since we're going to have the discussion, the new rule changes in college athletics. Have you seen that? The likeness.
Yes.
They can sell their likeness, which really throws things.
Yeah, that changes things. Well done, Leonardo. Another stellar out there. Took him about, I don't know, 1.2 minutes to get out.
Wearing me out.
Yeah.
Can hardly follow him around the table. He's up 3-0 in this race to 7. We will see 2 more games of 8-ball before we move to the 9-ball set.
It's interesting also that if you don't have kind of a horse in the race where you really care about the person winning or losing yourself, and you're watching a match like this, when we usually film on ESPN, the Mosconi Cup, they have a 20-second shot clock. In the pros, ESPN would cut out long thinking sessions of defensive play and all that. This is pure live, and these guys are not pros that are used to playing in this arena under this pressure. And you see that a little bit. I was watching some of these guys playing out in the main tournament room, and they never missed a stinking ball or got out of line. But here the pressure is on, and these guys are not machines. And I don't care how many, state championships they have won, but it's a different deal. This pit feels like it's nothing but pressure in here. Oh, he just made the 8 on the break. That came at a good time.
All right. Just when you didn't think Leo could move through a rack any quicker, he pockets the 8 on the break and takes a 4-0 lead. Things could not have started much better for him here.
Lexus says you're definitely a pro, and you are. Well, I was thinking about the game. I forgot. I thought he was talking about the game. Yeah, no. But pro with the mic, absolutely, Jason.
I think Leo's not going to want this 8-ball set to end.
I have a feeling Leo has some 9-ball up his sleeve too. I don't think he's worried about moving over to the 9-ball.
Yeah.
First, in case you're not familiar, the first 5 racks since the 8-ball was chosen, 5 racks of 8-ball, and then we go into 9-ball after that. And it's winner breaks. So especially 9-ball, that's a big deal, winning this rack right here, because these guys can string some 9-ball racks together, no question. 8-ball moving again.
Got the 9-ball in the corner,
which he's loving right now, because the whole layout for stripes, it looks pretty.
Leo taking a moment to navigate this table here. This is the first time we've seen him slow down, I feel like.
Well, got to kind of look out for his layout here. Again, obviously the number one thing is to identify where the troubles are. 8-ball is laying a little funny there on the rail. This is not where you want to see the 8, although it looks like it might. No, it's not going to go past. Well, it might go past the 1 ball. Here's the only other little issue right there. A little, I shouldn't say. We'll see what Leonardo's going to do here. All right. Brian's turn to make a statement here. Not an easy rack or even an easy first shot for him. I think let's see what he's going to do. I think the 2 ball is about the only thing he wants to mess with here. He doesn't want to mess with the 1, that's for sure.
Now about 2 hours and 20 minutes into this Masters final here at Pool Dog Arena. Second match.
Still have a full house.
Absolutely. I would suspect it'll stay that way through the end. First match here won by Jeff Abernathy of Whiteout from North Carolina. Main shots looking to even the score behind Leo Lopez, who is out to a 4-0 lead. Leo's going to have the referee take a look here. Anytime we see the referee, it's a good time to give a shout out to the referees. All their hard work here at this event. A long event for them. A lot of hours on the floor, a lot of hours on their feet. Sometimes in some difficult situations.
All right, ref was close enough to see there that the ball got off the rail and back on it again, so it was a legal hit. Tammy, no, I understand. Tammy and Michael Page, I understand. It's just, last time I'm going to even talk about it now is if you have pros and you have amateurs, and we don't want to tell a whole group of amateurs, even though they are super good and could be pros maybe if they quit their job or they've won or beaten the top players, or that they have no home to play in. So this is, especially here in the Masters, this is the Masters. This is the Masters. That's all there is to it.
Seems hard to imagine that a pro would want to play in an amateur event. I mean, I know it's 11,000, but there's 4 of them. It's not like,
No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
again,
especially
it's
if you
an
got to play in an
event,
amateur
yeah.
tournament. Some of them play. I mean, you're going to play in an amateur league. It's a tired conversation.
It's 4 guys getting together,
yeah.
having a good time, playing some pool, playing league, and then coming out here, and that's what part of the reasons why we pay down deeper, so that it's not just the first prize that is shining. So,
All right, Brian.
spread the love. Well, table is solved. Table is wide open here for Brian to finally get on the board. I don't see any reason why he should not be able to just come down here for, can play the 2 or the 4 next after the 3 ball. And then Brian, if he manages to get out here, Brian will be the one that has the first break in 9 ball to kind of try to explode and run a few racks there and catch up with Leonardo and keep Leonardo sitting. I don't care how good you are. If you're sitting in the chair, you're not going anywhere. And there you have it.
Brian White with his first win of the match. Now trails 4-1 in this race to 7.
And like we said, now we're switching over to the game of 9 ball. So the rest of the match will be 9 ball. And again, the race is to 7. First player to get to 7. And if that happens to be Leonardo Lopez Hernandez, then we are going to go to a 3rd match and see the final 2 players go at it for the championship. Brian can come back here and win this match. It'll be 1 and a 2 and done. It'll be over.
Nice shot of Pool Dog Championship Arena. As the crowd looks on, the referee preparing the rack, Brian White, will have his first break in the 9 ball set. His opponent, Leo Lopez, got off to a fast start on a 4-0 lead, which included an 8 on the break. The 16th championship decided here this week at the APA Poolplayer Championships. $1.2 million and some change paid out this week. Both these teams will take home a piece of that as well.
There's been a lot of events we've gone through, huh? Especially the 8 ball and 9 ball for the first year, the APA Classic and 9 ball shootout. We did telecast. We streamed every single skill level tier, which was, we were a little tired at the end there. There's no question.
It's a lot of pool to talk about,
but I love the fact that we highlighted, duly so, highlighted each tier.
Absolutely.
And
everybody gets there, and that's the thing that we've tried to create here in Pool Dog Arena, is trying to give the amateurs kind of their center stage, you know, replicating that, you know, that Moscone feeling or that ESPN feeling that you mentioned earlier. Just, you know, letting them know that they are at the core of what we do, and this is their moment in the sun.
Exactly. You can see the wall back there. That is kind of leading into the side vault walls there is to this giant, massive area where we've had many mania. We've had the main event. We've had the, you know, where the Jack and Jill and the wheelchair and everybody's been playing. So it's almost 400 tables we had here for the last 10 days. Just a sea of pool tables, including out in the bar and the casino. And there's been 24/7 matches going on out there.
Well, nothing doing on the break for Brian. We'll see what Leo does here in the 9 ball set.
It's the shot here to get on is this 3 ball. Looks like he can draw it around, low right, come around 3 rails like this. Absolutely perfect, perfect speed. Just go and make this 3 ball, go into the rail and come back out a little bit and give himself some room to move. He's trying to figure out, make sure he's got the correct angle here. But the only place he doesn't want to be is straight in. So just pick your spot. He's got plenty of angle, I think, to follow this 2 rails, I would think. Oh, he's going low. No, there you go. And that should put him to 5-1. That everything's been solved. It's wide open, and all it is now is to avoid carelessness. I do with this, think with the speed Leonardo plays too. I think he even had Jason Gongle in the first match beat the way he played the second half. Fun to watch somebody that just, you know, just a machine. That's the example of somebody that plays a lot of pool, practices a lot, spends a lot of time on the table to where, you know, you just kind of, there's no shot too difficult. Once they're open, you just got to get rid of them all.
Leo now up 5-1, needs just 2 games to tie up this match and send us to a third and ever important finale. This move has this match has moved very quickly, Ava, compared to the first match, which took, you know, about 2 hours. This match is only about a half hour in, and they are at 5-1.
Well, first of all, there were more safeties, more defensive shots. Jason played really slow in that match, and Jeff Abernathy is not really necessarily a speed demon. So that, yeah, the match took longer and then went hill. But this one's not over yet. This one is not over yet. It's looking pretty sporty for Leonardo. He's got the break here, a chance to go down the hills. So this could be a quick one, which will set up for the sudden death situation here last match. Not literally sudden death, don't take me the wrong way. But that'll decide the whole championship right there.
Leo with the break here, looking to get on the hill.
Boom. 2 ball goes down. And a shot at the 1. That's perfect, the way he came up with the cue ball. You know, most times when you break the balls from the side like that, if the 1 doesn't go on the side, it tends to go up to that side of the table, and he has read this table and moved the cue ball with it. And that was the first little tiny mistake he made there. He wanted to go all the way down, obviously, and play the 3 in the side. Well, no doubt, he's just as fast playing defense as he is offense.
Brian White back at the table.
Nice shot, drawing the cue ball there to hold it. Good comeback. Some kicks, they get a little bit lucky. That wasn't luck. That was a really well played defensive kick right there. And if you want to start joining the ranks of the top amateur players in the country, or if you someday dream of going pro, one thing you got to work on, jumped right over the 3, is your kicking ability, and not just kick to try to make the ball or kick to hit it, but kick to play a defensive shot. A big deal, big thing that can change the outcome of any match. There it
3-9
is.
combo for Brian White. Picks up a quick point there, now 5-2. And he will once again have the break in the 9-ball set. Well, even when he wins that game, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Brian. He's he just hasn't been at the table a
He's
whole
kind
lot.
of come up and cleaned up a couple of things, yeah. I just looked down in the break in the action here, and somebody asked why we're not showing skill levels. This is the Masters, so it's completely useless, if you will, to show skill levels. They're just good players that have gone through a field of phenomenal players. No skill levels used. There's no handicaps in this. But I think so far what we've seen from both teams, we can pretty much guarantee that they would be 7-9s or 7-8s.
Yeah, it would be tough to make it this far in this event. I think we've already mentioned some of the outstanding teams that have been eliminated. Hugh and the Hustlers, the defending champions. I know there was a team out of Alabama that had Robert Hall and David Rowell, both former U.S. amateur champions. We mentioned Brian Parks was on a Masters team out here, Ernesto Bayawa. A lot of great
Powerful
Masters
break,
teams.
and there it goes, the 9.
Well,
2 quick 9. You said if you haven't seen much of it, and if
there
he
we
goes
go.
at that pace, you won't.
9 on the break there for Brian White. Now trails by just 2 games. Joey, I'm not sure what your question was, because quite honestly, we've kind of started to focus more on watching the match than most of the comments, which have seemed to become repetitive. Referee prepares the rack. Well, just when it looked like this was going to be a runaway and we'd be in the 3rd and final match, Brian White has made things very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, don't count him out. There's a reason why he is here too and coming up 2nd in this match. Would love to close this out. I mean, obviously he's got an uphill battle with Leonardo, but like we said before, if Leonardo is seeded, not much he can do. So we'll see if Brian can continue this run. He would love to make that 9 on the break again, needless to say. But main key is controlling the cue ball and getting a shot on the 1.
Brian and his teammates on whiteout, they are from North Carolina, the Charlotte area to be more specific. Here he is with the break. Nothing doing there for Brian White. Leo back at the table.
Nice play. Is it going to snuggle up to the 9? No, not quite. I believe Brian's going to have a chance at hitting this 1 ball. I'm not sure how much he can do with it. He's going to only be able to see a little piece of it, I would think, unless he curves around it a little bit. That's exactly what he's doing. He's going to elevate and hit down on it. Let's see what he can create here, if anything. No, Leo is going to have a shot, but what's going to happen down at that corner? It looks like the 6 or 8 has to go, but not necessarily, because they can kind of get stuck there. You still got to play the shot and decide what to do. He's also got an opportunity to play a defensive shot and leave the cue ball behind the 2, I would think. So a few decisions to be made here. We'd have to spin, put some left on the cue ball, I think, to be able to hold it there behind the 2 if that's what he decides to do. That's what happened. The ball got stuck in there. And here comes Brian back. Just see if he can take advantage of that. I shouldn't call it a mistake, but a little bit of a mistake going for that when. We'll see here if he can run out.
This would make it 5-4. If he can navigate the rest of this rack. Again, if Brian can win this match, it would be over. He and the rest of his teammates on whiteout would be your champions. Pockets that one in the corner.
And again, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, not issue, but with the 4 and the 8R. He can come out here, draw the cue ball out one rail and come across. Play the 3 ball in the side or in the corner. Now normally I would want to play the billiard here on the 8. Can't miss that, but the problem is you wouldn't really get a shot on the 4 ball after that. So if he can come back just a little bit about where the cue ball is now and play this combination, cue ball right around here, that would be the ultimate to be able to attain position on the next ball. And once it's stopped. All right, he should be able to get the 4 ball in the opposite corner then if he can't come back out here and play the 4 in the same corner. There you go. He's looking at how much he can cheat the pocket here. Does he have to slam it in? He wants to get closer to this 5 ball and kind of out towards the middle of the table to be able to get back for the 7. So does he follow it? Does he slam it? He decided to slam it, but now this is not over yet. He's going to have to put a smooth stroke on this or go across and back. A lot of juice it up with a lot of right spin, smooth stroke it. That's not going to work too well there. Yuck. Luckily, it's a 7-foot table, so he should be able to reach this as tall as he is. And a thin cut. Bring it up and down again. Nice. Nice shot. We got game here, Jason.
Absolutely. Now 5-4. Brian is on the comeback trail here, Ava.
Brian
says, tie this up.
Finish this here. Yeah.
Well, this match has certainly turned around. And again, winner break format. So Brian will have the break, control the table at the outset here. Hope you folks are enjoying this fantastic finale to this year's Pool Player Championships, the APA Masters Championship. What better way to cap it all off? Give all the keyboard cowboys something to talk about.
You're kind of over that, aren't you? A little bit after 10 days. And how many events have we done? 11?
No, 16. This is number 16.
16.
This is
Oh
the
my
16th
gosh.
championship match we've called in
Wow.
9 days.
It's been fun, though.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
been fun watching these
Missed
matches.
it. I had missed this over the last couple of years. Even you, keyboard cowboys, we missed you too. All you folks that have nothing better to do than troll the internet chat. Congratulations, we missed you too. See if that stirs any of you up.
Oh, you had to, didn't you?
Yeah,
Just
I
go
like to stir
there.
'em up.
Jason?
Well, the funny thing is what they don't realize is we've kind of stopped focusing on the comments, so now I just get to lay in on them a little bit.
I'm with Chris Moore. Just enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I wonder if these are the same people that watch like a movie and commentate through the whole movie. Well, that was stupid. Well, she's not that pretty. I thought he was, I
Yeah,
wonder if that's
funny.
All right, chance to tie it up for Brian. It's 9-ball. Things can change real quickly here and move quickly. And again, in case you just joined us, if Brian White wins this match over Leo, then this is going to end the 2021 Pool Players Championship and close us out because they already won the first one.
Nine ball. Oof.
Hi, Evan Sullivan.
All right. Dry break. Had that 9-ball moving there, but
No,
one ball snuck
One
right in
ball.
there and didn't drop.
it's makeable in the side here. Nice little kick shot. Oh, he hit the 5-ball first, and here comes Brian again.
Wow.
I thought for sure he would end up making that. He just over-adjusted a little bit. Maybe added a little left he didn't need or want. He's shaking his head again in his chair going, okay, how did that happen? Not an easy table here, though, with the 2-ball is. The 6 doesn't go, I don't believe, if you don't do something with that 7. But do you really want to do it now? Because you end up getting jacked up here on the 3. Obviously, he can just kind of bump the 7 out of the way. Even if he gets this shot here, making the 3 is not that difficult. And the 4 is right here. So that's something to consider. If the 6-ball doesn't go with the 7 being where it is, you may have to just take the tougher shot now.
Brian's still undecided here. Again, no timeout here available in the Masters Championship.
No, you're on your own.
Not that these players can't figure it out, but wouldn't hurt to be able to have a little conversation with your teammates.
Well, it's no different. If you look at golfers, it's not like they need to have the caddy there to tell
Right.
them what to do,
Just
but it's
somebody to
kind of
bounce an
somebody,
idea off,
yeah,
sure. So it makes a difference.
discuss.
But no timeouts here at the Masters Championship.
All right, he's decided to play defense, it looks like. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want to take a chance. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all.
Leo gets the hit
That
on
was
the
a
2-ball
good
there.
hit right there. Smart play. All right, looks like Brian's going to try to Play just below this 5 ball. Go 2 rails. A chance to make it. Oh, he went 1 rail. Check this
wow.
out. Check this out. Is he going to get a shot on the 3? He
Yup.
did.
What a shot.
Wait, that's all the applause he got from the crowd? Come on, people.
What
That
a
was a
shot.
good shot right there. Oh, Brian. That was, did you see the stroke? He was kind of like chicken winging it. I don't know what happened there. That's the first time I've seen him stroke that way. Now, I know he was reached out a little bit, but that surprised me. Usually when that happens, or a lot of times when that happens, is when you rush your backstroke. And it's like your eyes are not ready for what's going on yet. Uh-oh. And you kind of, your brain goes, where are we doing? What are we doing? And you don't really, follow through on that stroke. That was totally unexpected right there. Oh, wow. And so was that.
So starting to see some mistakes here in this 10th rack of this match.
I think we got some nerves going on, people. Well, everybody does it. It happens.
Well, chance now for Brian that he might have thought was not going to be there. Now, what would you attribute that to? More nerves? Some exhaustion? I mean, this match has now gone on a couple hours.
There's definitely
this second
not
match a little shorter,
exhaustion
but
so much, but I mean, it's nerves. And what happens is the biggest thing is learning to let go of past mistakes. And then finding that fine line of, uh-oh, that did not work out. That did not work out at all. I'm trying. Yeah, he was trying to go across and back, and it just hit the point. And he's in trouble again here. That could have been because he played the ball on the wrong side of the pocket right there, why he ended up hitting the point. Boy, he kicks like a mule, this guy. Holy smokes, that's two kick shots in a row he hasn't just hit, but he's made. He didn't get much for it, though, considering where the 6 and 7 are, but at least he's at the table as opposed to Leonardo coming up and being in charge. Trying to see here on the, if I look up live-wise and see if I can see that how makeable that 6 ball is. It's a backwards cut. Cue ball's going to fly. Could play a defensive shot, bank it across. No, he's going all out. Is that going to avoid the 9 ball? No, it isn't. And he's got another tester, Jason.
We've seen some really good from Brian in this rack, and we've seen some not so good, but
as long as there's more good than not so good, he's fine. No, he's playing good. He's just made a few little mistakes, but a lot of them he's cleaned up. And
yes, he has.
He made that. Is he going to get around? Little love here, not so much. And he's, you know what? He's shooting his way out of it. And he needs to come with 1 or maybe 2 more, what's going to happen. I would definitely think he's going for the bank here. Just pay attention where the cue ball is going.
Nice.
There it is. How sweet it is. And what a match this has turned out to be. It looked like Leonardo was going to just walk away with this in 20 minutes, but Brian says no and just tied it up 5 games to 5 in a race to 7.
Boy, this entire match has just been nail-biter city. You had Hill in your first matchup.
Right.
Now tied up in the second.
Yeah, I mean, the last one was one of those where both of them coulda, shoulda, woulda won it. And somebody had to win, and it turned out to be Jeff Abernathy after playing a really strong match. And now equally good match right here.
Yeah, and you're
One
right.
player looked like they were going to
looked
walk
like
away.
Leo
and-
was going to run
yeah,
away with the match and force that third and final matchup, but Brian has other plans.
Yep. Joni, I just looked down, and Brian's fan base is screaming in the Carolinas. I would hope, you know, the pool rooms at home, the bars at home that has players representing here from their area, just hook it up to the big screen TV and let everybody watch it. I remember we had one of our players played in juniors and actually won the juniors, and they hooked it up, and the players in that pool room at break time were just surrounded and rooting Austin on. It was great.
Very cool. Shout out to our friends at PoolDog.com, our presenting sponsor of this year's coverage of the Pool Player Championship. I know we've mentioned them several times, and the reason we do that is because we hope that the next time you need some billiard accessories, you'll go to PoolDog.com. That's how we support our sponsors.
I think they have pretty much everything there. You know, I go on there once in a while and order some stuff that we might do for a raffle or a charity event or whatever, and they've got everything you can think
Oh,
of.
yeah.
And
I mean, their queue lines. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got,
yeah.
went up there a couple years ago and was really impressed by their facility. Great operation they got there in the Boulder area of Colorado.
No, we do not have sudden death in the finals.
Brian White.
All right, here we go. We'll see now if Brian can keep control of the table here. Continue his comeback. 9-ball was flying there. Oh, check out this break, people. 1, 3, 4, 5. There is nothing stopping Brian for taking the lead for the first time in this match and getting on the hill.
Pockets the one in the corner.
And this is when your heart starts pumping. When you're behind like that, all you're trying to do is fight your way back. You got nothing to lose. Leo is up 4-0. But now all of a sudden, little by little, it gets in your head that not only am I the favorite right this second to win this match, but the whole
Shebang.
shebang for my team. And that's when your heart can pump a little bit. And I know what they want to do is win. I know he's got somebody, phenomenal player behind him. Both of these players do, but you want to be the one that just end it. Let's get this over with. I don't want to take any chances. Not over yet. Sean Tobin, nope. What the shaft that it came with works splendid for me with the stinger. Both for jumping and for breaking for me. So yeah, I like that. I've had it for a long time. Okay, so the last little tester here, only because he's on the incorrect side of the 5. Oh boy. All right, perfect. Came back for the 6 in the corner, and sky almost has to fall for Brian not to get out here, I would think. Okay, nice punch shot here with a little bit of right. Come across the table. Smooth, nice shot, and what a turnaround from being down 4-0 to up 6-5, huh?
Absolutely, and on the hill if he makes this 9-ball.
Nice.
Brian White, folks, and the team of the Whiteout from North Carolina, 1 game away from being crowned Masters champions. Brian will have the break.
And this is, you know, all Leonardo obviously can do now is wait, but try to find his game face instead of thinking about his mistakes or I can't believe I'm in the spot or whatever it is. Got to be ready if you get a shot. If you don't get a shot, then you can worry about feeling bad about it later, but so much of it is staying in the match until the match is over.
All right, Brian White with the break.
Well, he's had one on the snap, so see if we can. Got to make a ball on the break. The 9 ball was moving. 1 ball power break. What a great break.
My.
Oh, he's got to. He was hoping that 8 ball would just stop.
Yeah.
Now what do? Do you shoot the combo? Oh, I don't know.
3 balls on the break. Open table, but he's got that 8 ball.
It's got to really
front
pay
of that
attention.
Corner pocket.
This is where the whole room feels like, the whole game feels like it's in Brian's hands and like he's just been moving right along, but it can change really quickly. Really quickly.
3-8 combo
Nice shot,
goes.
Brian. Super.
Anything trickier than that on this table, Ava?
That's about it. Now, I mean, getting on this 5 ball without getting straight in. That's about the only other thing I can see go wrong. Then 6 to the 7. Yeah, as long as he gets an angle, that's fine. Good shot. I can't really see. But again, we saw, what was it, the last game or the game before? He kind of had a little twitch stroke that he had.
After that amazing shot.
Yeah.
He came back and.
So anything can happen. I see it happen in the pros, men's and women's both. I commentated on Shane Van Boning once, and he missed a straight-in, easy 8 ball right in the side for about $25,000 in the Tournament of Champions. So it can happen. Pros or amateurs, so it's not over till it's over.
3 balls away from a Masters Championship are Brian White and the Whiteouts. Six in the corner.
Beautiful stroke. There was no twitch in that one. Nice follow through. And I refuse to jinx Brian, but things are looking sporty, don't you think,
We're going to
Jason?
sit back and watch, folks, just as you do.
What a comeback, people. What a comeback. Down 4-0. And he put in some gear that we hadn't seen until that point. 7-5, Brian White, and that wins it for Whiteout.
Amazing match there by the Whiteout from Charlotte, North Carolina, your 2021 Masters champions. Congratulations to them. They're taking home $11,000. Congratulations as well to the main shots, your runner-up in the Masters Championship.
Great play.
Taking home $5,000.
Both matches obviously could have gone either way. The first one was hill-hill. The last rack went back and forth. This one, Leo, just a couple of little mistakes and lost 7-5. So obviously 2 deserving teams there, but one had to win, and that was Whiteout.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's a wrap from here in Las Vegas. We appreciate all of you tuning in. On behalf of Ava and our APA staff, we appreciate you joining us, and we will see you in October.
Sounds good. Bye.